Mitchell admitted that he had to sign security documents. For the first time on the air, an astronaut who was a member of the military admitted that when he went to the moon, he had to basically clear everything he talked about with people somewhere in government because there were certain things he could not say.
Right, there is
about
a
the space program.
Yep.
Now, I mean, I was a NASA consultant.
Right.
Right? That's
UFO Diaries.
We got them from Hoagland, we got them from NASA, and there you are. I mean, one of them's going to say, yeah, those are ours.
Which are our pictures.
I had to sign certain documents. For the first time on the air, an astronaut,
Richard Hoagland,
A member of our team of intelligence.
who was a member of the military, admitted I had to sign certain documents. I mean, I was a NASA consultant. Fortunately, because I wasn't dealing with secret material, and I wasn't likely to come into contact with ruins on the imagery that I was dealing with, nothing personally was involved with
UFO Diaries, in the region designated as Cydonia.
Leavenworth or sanctions if I should see something that I wasn't supposed to, and I would talk about it.
UFO Diaries.
Face on Mars, mysterious pictures.
But there are stories of other people, such as Dr. Mitchell, that in fact he had to sign those documents as part of a security clearance. So you can imagine that they appeal to everyone who works at NASA's best side, meaning you don't want to kill civilization now, do you?
Richard Hoagland.
And they also followed up with legal sanctions, meaning if you do talk, we'll put you in jail.
Richard Hoagland.
And between those two, the carrot and the stick,
Richard Hoagland.
A member of our team of intelligence.
have been able to keep an effective cover-up on what's out there.
UFO Diaries.
Face on Mars, mysterious pictures.
In the region designated as Cydonia.
For decade after decade after now. How have the scientists, who are obviously not happy with this situation, how have they gotten around it?
And Richard, how many have contacted you since then that want to, come clean?
It's even better than that, Gary.
Oh.
Because the question that has been asked of me has been, well, Hoagland, look, if there's a
UFO Diaries.
Face on Mars, mysterious pictures.
cover-up going on, how come you guys had NASA images with artifacts on to talk about? If there was a real cover-up, there wouldn't be any pictures, right? Why are there pictures?
Why are the pictures?
Yes.
Well, to give us the data, but at the same time...
So who's trying to give us the data despite the security oaths? It has to come from the
UFO Diaries.
project people, right?
Yes.
Richard Hoagland.
A member of our team of intelligence.
The people involved in the mission.
Right. Chuck Selye, producer of the UFO Diaries.
Lee Shackelford.
Who are putting things out there despite the documents they signed. Here's the interesting paradox.
EnterpriseMission.com.
Brothers!
We have a cover-up, yes. For the first time on the air, an astronaut
Richard Hoagland.
A member of our team of intelligence.
who was a member of the military admitted we have a cover-up, yes. But the
UFO Diaries.
cover-up is incredibly leaky. We're getting real images, real data, right? So everyone from
Chuck Selye, producer of the UFO Diaries.
on down.
Lee Shackelford.
Right.
Let me lay a scenario on you.
Okay.
Right? The law is very specific, okay?
Right.
The documents these guys sign basically say they can't talk about it. They can't acknowledge the ruins are there.
What you're telling me is something I didn't know, that we had photos that no one has ever seen. I mean, I just assumed, like Lee Shackelford did, that we got them from Hoagland, we got them from NASA, and there you are. I mean, one of them's going to say, yeah, those are ours.
Accessing data. Affirmative.
Which are our pictures.
They can't lay out the science of the archaeology.
The new faces of Mars and pictures plastered on walls and even moved around in sequence at times to correlate with the host was walking and pointing to which these faces seem to appear as having a code applied to them. You can understand why I got interested in you in the first place, to seek you out, It really drove home to me, like, you would be the one I would need to talk to. And certainly you can see reasons why.
the fascination of the faces on Mars for me, and my fascination with Richard Hoagland, who's been the big mover and shaker in all of that.
They can't hold press conferences on ruins on Mars, right?
Right.
But apparently there's nothing in the documents that says they can't release the pictures.
And then have the public do it.
But in our culture, in America, in the 21st century, Gary,
Right.
until there is an official NASA
Richard Hoagland,
EnterpriseMission.com.
press conference, until some scientists
Mars Revealer,
say, with the full weight and authority of the U.S. government behind them, we have found ruins on Mars.
UFO Diaries, in the region designated as Cydonia.
It doesn't matter how many pictures are put out there. Nobody, except for a small minority that they don't care about, is actually going to believe.
UFO Diaries.
Face on Mars, mysterious pictures.
I'm saying that unless
Richard Hoagland,
it came on TV, no one's going to believe.
UFO Diaries.
Face on Mars, mysterious pictures.
Oh, okay.
You know, if you and I sit here on the radio, on the internet, and talk about this,
UFO Diaries.
Face on Mars, mysterious pictures.
with photographs on the web, just go to
the Martian Revelation.
Mysterious pictures.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't affect national policy or the national psyche. I mean, let's look at a current example from current affairs right now.
Martian Revelation.
Mysterious pictures.
Okay? In Brookings,
Uh-huh.
there also is a provision for testing how resilient people ultimately would be by exposing them in the culture to the idea of aliens,
UFO Diaries.
Face on Mars. Mysterious pictures.
and extraterrestrial civilizations and all that.
Well, we see how it is now.
So, if I'm right about this, you and I for the last, me for 27 years and you for a little less, are part of an official exposure, an acclimation program.
Martian Revelation.
UFO Diaries.
Mysterious pictures.
To get people used to the idea, so when there is the official
EnterpriseMission.com.
announcement, they won't freak out a la Brookings.
More the World's Orson Welles scenario, and I'm sure they considered very much so, maybe even planned to make this delegation of
UFO Diaries.
Mysterious pictures.
questions, for
UFO Diaries.
Mars Revealer.
Was part of the radio, experiment.
Right, now could that have been a part of the plan, ultimately because of who knew what way back when?
I have always had strong feelings that these Masonic lodges knew something and were passing on something, down through time that we needed to know.
Thank you. You see where I'm going here? So who knew what, even way back then?
I think
Chuck Selye
knew. I think that he wrote his
UFO Diaries.
and his stories from the position of knowing. I think that
Chuck Selye
was a paid agent to put together that
Martian Revelation.
radio program to test America.
Right, you're not a Freemason or nothing, no.
No. But I'm not a Freemason, but I'm relatively inexpensive.
It looked and smelled all like that, Richard.
If you want the documentation of that bizarre idea, what you do is you go to Enterprise and you read my early captain's blog.
Okay.
Where I was reviewing
Mars Revealer.
upcoming remake of War of the
EnterpriseMission.com.
Martian Revelation.
Right, I remember that.
And in there, I have documentation for the first time specifically connecting a
EnterpriseMission.com.
government
UFO Diaries.
disinformation program called Operation
Buttress.
in the
EnterpriseMission.com.
which was a recommendation to
EnterpriseMission.com.
President
Richard Hoagland.
A member of our team of intelligence.
to basically do a whole bunch of very nasty things a la terrorism, including shooting down
Mars Revealer.
John's first orbital
UFO Diaries.
space flight.
In the region designated as Cydonia.
What happened was I wound up setting up
Mars Revealer.
And blaming it on
the producers.
and the
UFO Diaries.
operation was based, get this, Gary, in the same studio
In a Masonic lodge.
where
Chuck Selye.
did his
UFO Diaries.
broadcast, and it is owned by a
Grizzly Adams Productions.
development corporation now.
Oh, my God.
It's all documented in the captain's blog for last summer when I started doing the blog, and I'm going to resume, by the way, doing blogs and do them a little differently than I did when I was first getting into it. But the documentation of this
Richard Hoagland.
a member of our team of intelligence.
UFO Diaries.
paper trail is there, and it raises the question, was
Richard Hoagland.
a willing government agent
A member of our team of intelligence.
as part of a Brookings experiment to see how frightened and how frazzled and how hysterical people became at the idea of an invasion from Mars.
Right.
UFO Diaries.